Now, looking back now ahead, perhaps at the leading story this evening and news just in, 3 suspects wanted for a string of alleged murders have been shot dead by police at the Congo area of Inanda. KZN police say the suspects were suspected of committing crimes, including the 2023 murder of a police sergeant who was fatally wounded in a shootout with officers on Tuesday evening. For more on this, we're joined by KwaZulu-Natal Police Commissioner, Lieutenant General Nhlanhla Mkhwanazi. A very good evening to you. Thank you so much for your time, Lieutenant General. Perhaps talk to us about what has happened this evening.
Good evening. Hello.
Good evening. You're welcome to go ahead. What has happened?
No, it's an incident that happened in Inanda policing area. Basically, police were following on information that involved the suspects that are involved with quite a lot of criminal activities in the area, including murders. As we said earlier, a police officer was also shot and killed last year around June. So that's what basically the police were doing. We're following those suspects until they found them in this area. And fortunately, there was a shootout, and the 3 of them died.
We know that Inanda itself has been dubbed the murder capital of South Africa. What does this shootout mean for police in the fight against crime and, of course, the murder rate in Inanda?
Yeah, Inanda is a very bad place in our country. There's got a lot of criminal activities that are happening in the area. The terrain in the area, it's very informal structures that you find in this area. It's a kind of a rural setup, township setup, informal settlement. So it's a mix of everything in one area. That's why I think there's quite a lot of people that are residing in this area who are working closer to town, and they use this area as a place to live. And the criminals are taking advantage of that. They pickpocket people as they're going to work, and they rob people in their houses, and they're also involved in murders. So it's a range of things.
What do we know about these individuals that were shot today? I mean, besides the fact that they were wanted for crimes including the 2023 murder of a police sergeant?
These are average boys of, say, between 20 and 30 years old. They were, like I said, they were involved with murders as well as robberies in the area.
And looking at the latest developments this evening, as we talk about some of the details of this matter, how did police manage to pin them down?
Beg your pardon, I didn't get that one.
How did the police manage to track these suspects?
Yeah, well, we must thank the good work done by our intelligence officers that are continuously keeping their ears on the ground, and they're recruiting informers, as well as the community partnership that we have with community who see something and they share information with us. So that's basically what assisted us into locating these ones.
How important is that, ensuring that the community continue to be the eyes and ears for police and, of course, reporting crimes, more so as we look at the impact and the murder rate in a place such as Inanda?
Yeah, well, in KZN, police officers, they are just below 20,000. Not all of them are on duty at any given time. We have over 90,000 square meters land that we must cover with a population size of over 12 million. Certainly, the police alone, they cannot win the battle. We need the communities to come on board. So they've been quite helpful for us. Yeah, we are grateful for that, because they are able to share information with us, and then they're able to get these criminals. We can't do it alone.
The trio that has been, shot dead by your officers today, are there more that you're looking for, or are you confident that these 3 individuals, of course, were the ones that you were looking at nabbing, or do you believe that they're operating within a larger, perhaps, string of other criminals?
The mere fact that they're able to shoot 4 people dead in less than a year, including a double murder of 2 youngsters, is an indication of how ruthless they were. And these are the cases that we knew about, that we had positive information that it is them. Perhaps there might be some cases that maybe we're not aware of. We're going to find out as we take these firearms for ballistic test, and see where the linkages are with other shooting incidents. There might be more, and certainly we have saved a lot of lives about the incident that happened tonight, because the place where they were found, they were in a traditional healer's house. So they were preparing to go somewhere and do a job. So they were busy with some traditional medicine that they were busy with inside there.
Any other arrests that you made besides, the fatal, the death of these individuals?
Yeah, for now, it's in this crime scene is only this, but the police continue working hard in the province of KwaZulu-Natal. We reported last week the stats of the number of criminals that have been arrested by the police in this province since the beginning of this financial year, which is April to date, which is over 30,000 criminals that have been arrested by the police, and majority of them are still in custody and they're undergoing court processes. So I'm so much grateful about the work that is done by the police. They continue working every day. Of course, we've got bad apples amongst us. That's why we also disciplining some of our own members and we're dismissing them from the organization. But a number of them that are already in court also going through criminal cases because of the wrongdoing. So we spare no one. You're a criminal, we deal with you, regardless of where you're working.
Commissioner, you made mention just now of where you nabbed these individuals at a traditional healer's house. Is there any sort of appeal that you'd like to make to traditional healers who may know of criminal activity that's about to occur?
For those that will be treating these criminals, so we'll appreciate if they were to come forward and tell us about them. The unfortunate part is that some of them make a living out of these criminals. They tend not to divulge information. But it has happened in a couple of incidents that the police even got these criminals in their houses and a shootout occurred, and which leads into the death of these traditional healers. So we don't want them to get involved in the wrong and they get caught in the wrong. So they must just give us information. If these bad criminals come to see them for anything, most of the time they come carrying guns, and they tell them. They don't hide it, the fact that they want to be cleansed for either a crime, a murder that they've committed, or they want to be made stronger for a crime that they are planning to commit. So either way, those healers, they tend to know about it. And so we want to plead with them to please share the information. They must talk to the police and must share the information with us.
Very well. Thank you so much for that latest update there on a leading story. KwaZulu-Natal Police Commissioner Lieutenant General Nhlanhla Mkhwanazi speaking to us about the breaking news that 3 suspects shot dead in Inanda, KZN.